All right, the last story. I have a lot of Michigan stories too, for those of you that want those. Can I give you one? No, I won't give you a Michigan story. I'm in Sam's Club. This woman comes up to me. She says, "You look like you're about the size of my husband." I'm not going to say anything. And she said, "Would you put this on?" I said, "No." She said, "Could I lie on your back?" I said, "I think it's laying." "No, you can't put that on my back." And she said, "You're the rudest man I've ever met in my life. You're rude." And I said to her, "If you're in a ditch, I'd pull you out. If you needed a loan, I'd give you a loan. But I'll be damned if I'm going to put a University of Michigan jersey on. Just so you can see if it fits your husband. And if you love your husband, you won't buy it for him either." I told that story in Ann Arbor, not one laugh. There's not one laugh. I mean, what a humorless people. And also, I went to the bookstore, not one Ohio State or Appalachian State or Utah or any of these other. Anyway, let's move on. All right, last story. When I was an undergraduate at Jarvis Christian College, all right, don't be ethnocentric, don't laugh at this, just listen to the description. I had this huge afro, just huge. As a matter of fact, when my hair was braided, they came all the way down to my belly, braids. Now, you can tell that was some time ago. Had this huge afro. I had this kind of Flavor Flav, and I hate comparing anything like that, but this huge medallion. I had this huge medallion. Had these Sansa belt pants that didn't have a belt. They just came up to here. You know, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. Had these elephant bottom pants, you know, platform shoes about 6 inches tall. If you would have told me I was not hot, I would have fought you. I mean, I thought I was had a Mac long coat on, had the little gates to lean. It used to take me 20 minutes to get to class. You know. I was solid. I mean, I was hot. I'm not serious about that. I was really, really hot. No, I was hot. So anyway, now have that image in your head. And there was a guy, and I'm going to give you his name on purpose. His name was John Morgan. And he was a European American, white American. And he used to wear a tweed jacket. I don't know if you see Andy Coffin wears these sometimes with the tweed, you know, with the little patch on it, you know what I'm saying? The little patch on. Had the little derby hat looking like Bat Masterson, you know, and he just had the cane, and there was nothing wrong with his leg, you know, but just really classical look. You know the look I'm talking about? Okay. And he always had books, and he'd be reading people like Hegel, you know, trying to think of some other folks I'd never heard of. And at Jarvis, we had these benches out front, and they were called reflection benches. The school preferred you prayed there, okay? That's what they preferred. But if you weren't going to pray there, at least you could at least reflect, think, do something. And he would sit on one of the reflection benches. Now, I was the most disrespectful, and this is why I have these kids I have at home right now. I would come and sit next to him, and remember how I looked, and mock him and his clothing. I would sit there and give him a hard time about his clothing. I'm not making that up. Don't do that to me. I would sit down and go, "Man, you know, you're a little, you're not hip. You're not, why are you wearing that? You got a cane, you don't even limp. Why do you look like that? And why are you reading books that nobody, I mean, I would just give this guy a hard time. Didn't know him from Adam. He was a professor. He was a professor. I was a snotty-nosed 17-year-old from Mobile, Alabama. I'm giving him a hard time. We sit there, and we talk. He eventually convinced me to take one of his classes. Okay, so I take one of his classes. I'm the kid in the back of the class that's disruptive. Okay, I came in when I felt like it, made smart remarks to show people how smart I was, and then left when I felt like it. Okay. That was 30 years ago. They live in Indiana now, and they have a farm. There's been 3 times in my life when I lost my balance. Each of those 3 times, I picked up the telephone, and I called Bristol, Indiana, near Goshen. And I said, you know, whatever's going on. It didn't matter if there was a wedding with their kids. It didn't matter what was going on in their lives. They said the same thing. John and his wife Linda, the same thing all 3 times. Come home, little David. Just come on home. Isn't that something? Just come on home. We have a home for you here. And see, we didn't get off to a good start. And they said the same thing every time. I gave a call 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I gave a call. And they said the same thing then. Come on home, little baby. Come on. Come on here. Let me get home. I tell you that story for this reason. That's what I want Ferris to be. Todd used to say something to me one time about what somebody said to him in Xavier. Remember what you said? Somebody said to you, there's a home for you in Xavier. Man, that's what I'm trying to do here. That's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to create a place, and I need help where everybody, this university belongs to all of us as much as it belongs to any of us. And for any of us, it's a home. And you ain't got to understand why somebody is different and why they are the way they are to make it a home. I'll tell you what I said to the young people the first day. Doesn't matter to me if you're straight, gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, I don't even know. Doesn't matter to me if you run the 109.62, which is weird, by the way, or if you ride around in a wheelchair. Doesn't matter to me if you come from more money than the devil has, or if you have no money at all. Doesn't matter if you're liberal, conservative, moderate, anarchist, not even sure. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. What matters to me is that we create what Mr. Ferris wanted, which was an institution for all people. And I don't just want a college. I don't just want a university. I want to do that trite, mawkish, Reader's Digest foolishness. I want a community. That's what I want. So I am not here to judge why you are the way you are. What I'm here is one day you think that there's a phone call where they just say to you, there's a home for you here.